Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. If you've watched, well, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Go watch my unarmed drill team critique for this school. And and I was wondering in that critique if the school had an armed team. Well, guess what popped up? All right, so we got to watch the armed drill team. So this is 11 years ago, and the exhibition. This is an exhibition performance. All right, here we go. Some timing issues with the spins. Nicely done in going into a reverse march, and then some ripples here. That's great. Young man there looks lost. So I'm wondering if the great. Nicely done. Now you're wearing your sword scabbard and the frog there uh, right in front of you instead of in the proper location, which is at the left side where your trouser stripe is. So some technique issues there with the spinning, and then eventually the catch, and then see how they've come down to order, and it's not exactly the same. We have spacing with the butt of the rifle and the foot. You can see here the angles of the rifles there. So they've gone into a long line like the silent drill platoon. Commander shouldn't be standing in front of the team. Actually, the commander really should be behind. This creates a wall, necessarily, really, and even though he's just one person, it still creates a wall between the audience and the team. Now, I know that there's audience behind them as well. That's not the point. The point is that well done. Honestly, this is fine. Some basic movement, and that's great. But there's only one direction that performance is. I call it the perform to direction. So just with the silent drill platoon, people love that. It's as if the inspector caught something, and then everybody just can't wait to see it. So usually a performance with the long line and an inspector, a lot of the times it just doesn't work all that well for high school drill teams. It's because it's not applied very well. Honestly, the high school drill teams try to become the silent drill platoon, and there just isn't. So the team here, as the long line collapsed into a cordon, really the team should have shrunk the cordon if they needed to have the spacing closer instead of using that time to mark time and step closer and closer and closer and try to get into better spacing. Even this, it could have been facilitated much better. Now, remember, this is 11 years ago. I know that there's all kinds of whining and crying that, oh, you can't take a cadet and take them off the floor. It's just too dangerous. Yeah, some things happen. Rifle spinning is inherently dangerous. Football is inherently dangerous. But we do it because a lot of us like these different things. So the blind toss as well is no longer authorized as well. And honestly, lifting a cadet off the lifting a cadet off the floor, I knew everybody would love that. That's fantastic. Well done, team. So lifting a cadet off the floor, the blind toss. I'm not going to say the word that people usually associate with that toss. They can be performed, but obviously you can't do it anymore. Everything is forbidden because we have to treat our cadets like the delicate little flowers that they are. Because they just can't handle anything more than marching on a flat surface. But so now see, instead of coming out and aligning and then marching in to do this, the cadets should have marched right into this position so that the team or the audience isn't waiting. We know what's going to happen. Why don't you set it up immediately instead of marching in to set up for the setup for him to step down? And everybody loved it, and that's great. So raising cadets off the marching surface and the blind toss, they're banned because somebody was dumb at one time and wasn't careful enough, didn't plan well enough, decided that morning to do a blind toss instead of having it taken care of weeks in advance, and things happen. Bad things happen. So it's that's why the silent drill platoon, the Navy's ceremonial guard drill team, the Air Force Honor Guard drill team, the old guards, the Army drill team, and the drill team for the Coast Guard Ceremonial Honor Guard. That's why they practice all the time. It's what we do. Spinning a rifle with a bayonet, it's dangerous. People like to see dangerous things handled effortlessly. And that's why you practice. That's why you put in hours and hours and hours and hours. All right, so that was kind of a couple of neat critiques. Just wanted to get those in really quickly. And I appreciate them both. The unarmed critique, and I'll have that link down below. That was a little strange, but, I critique what I see. All right, thank you.